So that means
Right.
that
Yeah.
the
So
instant has to make
we've
a move to
started.
get into it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
armored fridge is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty. If you have a offsite, like if the way you run it is totally offsite hacker,
Mm-hmm.
then that can be a handy thing.
Yeah. Alright, so our fixer has rolled his hustling, and he's done really well on that, so he's gained things there. What I wanted to check with the hacker is that the hacker got his cyber deck damaged last time. Now the damage was -2 to stealth, which would have taken him to 0 stealth. But he does have the option to use hardening to mitigate that damage. So he can spend a point of hardening so that stealth goes to 1 instead of 0.
Doesn't Whiskey have a mountain of money anyway, though? I mean, in terms of just,
Yeah.
I mean, he could blow a hit the streets roll or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you should, because I don't think he spent any money on anything. So
yeah,
whatever
I think he's done max stake every time and not spent anything. So
yeah. He's on your retirement
maybe he's
fast
just
track.
ready to retire. Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to show up for the session. I'm just going to retire.
All right. So like what we'll do. So that was the only pre-mission thing I needed to check with him. Pusher, do you have any pre-mission things that you do? Or intermission things? Intermission! Hey, it works on 2 levels.
I get it now.
I like the little laugh followed by the bigger laugh as it like came through.
Yeah, because at first he was just humoring me.
Well, you know, he's feeling good after that hustle roll.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
What can go wrong? Alright. So let's get into
Never
this.
say.
Yeah. You guys have been dealing with the after effects of last mission. You know, when that story broke, it's been a little bit hectic. You guys have not really done any off color work because you know you're trying to kind of stay off the radar, seeing as how you've just been thrust into the spotlight. But you know things have started to calm down a bit. As far as you know, because you haven't seen any retaliation come at you or anything like that. So it's been kind of okay. And things are starting to settle back to normal. Like your practice has been doing well, as your role reflects. Your what's the word? Not illegal. All right. So your illicit activities have been doing well, but in addition to that, your actual legal practice, your legitimate legal practice, has also kind of picked up. So you know now you have your secretary is getting paid on time. And
Also, I have a secretary.
also you have a secretary. Yeah, you have a secretary. That's like the biggest thing. Someone who actually calls you Mr. Schaefer.
No greater feeling.
Yeah. And you've been kind of you know you've been busy here and there. You're making your court appointments, that kind of thing, getting your cases, and you've been doing okay. But there's been like this one contact that you've been kind of avoiding because you know that it's a mission, and you've been putting it off. But you know things have quieted down a little bit. You have a little time, and this guy's message is on your phone, and you know it says to call him.
Is this Dr. Ken?
This is going to be. I think it's going to be. Let's describe a person together. Who would this be? Someone like that you kind of put off. Someone that you're not always eager to talk to because you know it's gonna get you in trouble.
Messiah.
Awesome. That is the most enthusiasm I have ever heard from Messiah's voice.
When his phone rings from Messiah, it just says trouble.
He very carefully packs his suitcase, puts his little holdout pistol in his, just in case. You never really know with.
Yeah.
Okay, location.
Right. So
He types back.
this location is going to be on the edge of town, and it's like now this is a guy that you know. It's a guy that you've met before. He's not small time. He's not like Tulips. He's not like Tulio's crew. This guy has some connections, and he's into some shady shit. None of it ever really comes your way, but you know that anytime he calls you, like, there's always that risk. You know, so you're always kind of on edge around this guy, even though nothing has happened. It's that kind of you know, your spider sense tingles around this guy a lot. So he tells you
is going to get you in a fight at the bar.
Yeah.
So yeah. So is this guy? Is this a guy who? Is he more along the lines of another fixer type, or is
Yes,
he?
He's another fixer type. So he does wear suits. He wears tan suits. He wears the kind of suits that you would probably see in Vice City.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this guy should be Polish.
Yeah.
Blaskowitz.
With his
And he's got sort of that California look, I think.
Yeah.
You know, sort of blonde hair and California tan and the Miami Vice suits.
Yeah.
Gold chain.
Well, of course.
Oh, yeah. And the meeting point is just outside the Sprawl, to where you can see some of the barren desert. So this has the feel of a Breaking Bad kind of meeting in the desert kind of a scene.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Slab City is right next to the Sonora Desert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
The legit desert.
Yeah.
back in our time, yeah, Slab City was already just a tiny place. Now, of course, things have expanded quite a bit, and where there was once barren desert, there's barren apartment blocks, but
Yeah.
you could still find nice, genuine, isolated
Yeah.
Nevada desert.
Yeah. So how would you approach this? Because I assume you'd give these guys a call. I mean, I don't think you'd want to go out to the desert on your own, or how would you? Yeah.
So he calls me, right, and he wants to set some up.
Yeah.
I would ask. I mean, I know out of character is going to get a job, but like, is the what kind of what do you want me out there for?
He says, you know, he doesn't really hide it in the sense of, well, he does tell you that it is a job. So he says that I have an opportunity, and there's some people that need to get something done really professionally, and word's been going around that you and your friends are the people to talk to about that.
All right, I can. You need professional. We can do professional. And he looks down at his contact list at Messiah's name, internally sighs. And so he'll call up. Yeah, he'll call up Dodge and Messiah and let him know, like, hey, I've got a job somewhere out. We're gonna go meet him out in the desert.
Fucking the desert. That's real. That's not shady at all.
So I assume they all meet up like just before they go to the final spot, and Dodge is like, "So y'all all famous now, huh? Is that how it goes? Leave old Dodge out. Dodge working a different job, and now everybody's famous but me."
It was a little. Dodge, my good buddy. It was a little bit of a short term thing. You can understand that the need to get things done professionally and quickly.
It wasn't of his own doing. He just slapped his fucking company name on my speech.
Hey! It is technically a company, but it's a limited. And he goes into this explanation of how legally his company is different from a publicly traded company.
Now
It's
let me
about
ask:
liability.
is there not a boss at the top and people working for that boss who get paid less than that boss.
Are you not the boss of your gang?
I don't get paid more than them.
You
They
don't.
all
None of you.
Oh, baby,
none of
baby
you
Jesus.
get paid.
You are
None of
doing
you.
this wrong. If
None
you don't
of
make
you
more than
make
your
money.
gang.
we make money. We make money through stealing it. We go for it. They do what they want. I just lead them when it comes down to politics.
Well, when you run a law firm, you can decide to pay people however much you want.
I bet I burn down a fucking law firm.
Just so long as it's not mine. Get rid of the competition. It's all good.
No promise.
All right. So, I think yeah, and we're all driving out into the desert in his. I'll throw up. I think I have a picture. Yeah, I have a picture of his.
Yeah, the car.
Yeah. This is a Fleetwood Prosecutor.
Oh, nice. Oh, I'll fix it for you. I think I know what happens there. So yeah, you guys head out, and he gives you the GPS coordinates and all that stuff. So he is there when you guys arrive, and his car is kind of similar to yours. I just need to get to your sheet. Let me fix the car. Where is the car? Neural entities, backup design.
Just a little reference for our friends at home.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't have like a full thing. Okay, never mind. Yeah. So I'm assuming I want to open up the actual picture because I want to. Okay, yeah, there. I wanted to see what type of car it is because he would have a car similar to yours.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what's happening here is that he's a fixer just like you, but like where you are on the upper edge of the lower tier, he's on the lower edge of the upper tier. And so you guys are the ones that meet on the border in terms of the economical divide, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to be pretty high up above you, but you have risen to a point where, you are going to overtake him pretty soon.
Okay.
So if this were like classes, you would be upper lower class, and he would be lower middle class. But of course, there's no lower class in Sprawl. But yeah, you get the idea.
And he's come down a ways, I bet.
Yeah.
From what you said. So, boy, this must not be fun for talking to a small fry like me.
Yeah. So he's got this big, huge, fuck off car, and it's parked on the desert. It's kind of like the salt flat. There's nothing growing. A little shrub here and there. The earth is cracked, and he's leaning on his car, sipping a stem coke, and he says when he comes up, he says to you, my grandfather always says, to truly appreciate the small things in life, you must enjoy them in a setting where they can be used as gold.
Slick doesn't quite get his grandfather's saying, but he just sort of laughs along. Like
my grandfather said, "Don't go to Georgia."
Yeah.
What?
Calorie wars.
My grandfather keep preaching about something about rich people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't talk to my grandfather.
Does the air conditioning in your car work?
That's the first thing like engine could be bested, transmission that AC is gonna fucking work. He's got like a little cooler in the back.
That's why it's flashy. It just has a really it has a custom air conditioner. The rest of the car is just regular. It's just a regular car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see the fog coming off of that car?
Yeah. He says, I hear you're moving up. Your profile is rising, both on the legal map and off.
Well, rise and fall, rise and fall. I bet you know quite a bit about that, right? Anyway, what do you need a little small fry like me for, huh?
We have job for you. We have. Oh god, this accent is gonna get me in trouble.
You don't have to do it. Like he can be Polish American.
Well, let's see how far I can take this train wreck. So yeah, he says you see over there, way over on the horizon, that large mountain. You see this, yes? And he points. It's across the desert, like off in the distance. There is, it's a singular mountain that goes up. But this is a mountain you guys know, by the way. So what he says now is just like saying, it's exposition for the audience, really.
Okay.
So he says that there's Rasselhig. It's one of their core mining facilities. They commandeered an active volcano, capped it off, and now it's their multi-million-ton forge where they process rare minerals. There is a certain individual we have our eyes on over there, and we would very much like to meet with him. You have been selected for the singular honor of arranging this meeting.
Well, I am deeply honored and interested in your deal. But you mentioned you had a job which might involve, say, my dear and trusted professional associates. Brokering deals seems more like a one-man job. It seems like, in fact, the sort of thing that you could probably get done yourself, right? As capable as you are, sir.
This particular individual has been, difficult. It is something that professionals are required for when escorting someone to a meeting that they are not aware they will be attending.
Wait. So let's be clear. Is this a fake meeting or a kidnapping? I mean,
I don't think we
different
care
dogs.
either way. But
It is
we
a
need to know
retrieval. You must go there without being noticed, and then come back here without being noticed, and with this person in tow.
So it's a kidnap. All right.
Okay, we can we can gladly help arrange this meeting.
I'll break out the chloroform.
You carry a lot of chloroform, Messiah. I'm concerned about that. Anyway. So we need to enter this forge facility operated by our good friends at Rasselhig Mining Company and bring along a certain individual to a meeting. Is there any other relevant information that we might require for this work?
There actually is. Alright, so give me the get the job role here, because this could get into. This is going to get into the specifics. I'm going to give you a bit of an information dump here, so then you'll get to decide like what you're going to use your results for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do we need to?
All right.
Do I need to roll something?
Yeah. So you roll get the job,
Okay.
which is edge.
Just straight edge.
Should I roll it, or should you?
I kind of felt.
What
I
are
feel.
your edge stats?
I have a 2.
GM, any statement on that?
In the fiction, Slick would roll this, but I don't have a problem with anyone else rolling it because I kind of want you guys to get some good intel and stuff. This is gonna be a little tricky. It's a longer mission than usual.
Okay.
I have 2, that's why I'll...
No, I absolutely get it. It's cool.
Alright, so either one of you can roll. Whoever has rolled the least, go ahead and roll. And I think everybody should get a turn at this.
I do admit I have a tendency to dominate his party face.
Well, you do a good job of it.
I try. So long as everybody else is having fun with it, right?
I'm all good. I've got my violence.
That is very true. That is
Yeah.
2 very carefully segmented areas of expertise.
Yeah.
Yeah, Messiah, you're welcome to roll.
Alright.
By the way,
Even
I've
if-
been doing the harm rolls a little wrong. So like instead of assigning harm, what I should do is present the threat and let you guys decide whether you want to mix it up or act under pressure to escape. So fight or flight, basically. And then depending on that, the consequences from there will see if you end up taking harm. So we'll do that from now.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. I think Slick is definitely the person who talks a lot more, but I think Messiah is a very seems like a shrewd judge of character.
Yeah. All right. So as I said, this is like a volcano. It's like an active volcano. So and they capped off the top of the volcano and they use this lava flow and this lava generation to power like a gigantic, massive forge. And this volcano has been turned into a facility and used as a kind of a refinery and a metals production facility, that kind of a thing. It's a really massive operation and Russell Haig is making a killing off of it. It is staffed by so many employees. Like a steel mill doesn't even come close because this thing could, in theory, be considered like a small city. The amount of employees it takes, because it's so much things going on. There's refining, there's lava containment, there's refrigeration, support systems, all of that, and it's just this massive amount of processes going on and amount of people employed to work the forge and make sure everything keeps going and keeps profiting Russell Haig. And safety measures are not really a thing there. Deaths are common. The workers are really a downtrodden group of people. They're like it's like indentured servitude almost. Russell Haig controls the site. They have a team, like a small group of people, like a site executive officer is the name of the position, and he has vice execs with him, and they oversee the operations of this facility, which we will call
The Forge?
The Forge is what like the workers and so on and everybody in the Sprawl will call it as slang. But Russell Haig will have an official name for it.
Geothermal Extraction Central? GEC?
Yeah, it's I was gonna go with Vulcan.
Oh, Vulcan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mining site Vulcan.
Yeah, right, that's it. So mining site Vulcan. So they control Vulcan. And it's one site of many such sites all around the world, but it's the one that's closest to the Sprawl. And how they control Vulcan is that they don't have their offices on the side of the mountain where a lot of the buildings are. They have their offices in a blimp, an armored blimp, that hovers over the facility so that if things start blowing up, they can just, head out. It's pretty tough. It's armored. It's, because it's protected against, fighter jet attacks, that kind of thing. And it has its countermeasures, all that. So the blimp itself is safe. So what you will need to do, he explains to you, is to create some kind of situation or something in the plant to make the execs dock and come to the plant. So it could be like what he suggests is that because the safety conditions are so horrendous, the workers are kind of really close to rioting. If one terrible thing happens again, that they're just gonna be like, death is better than this. So you guys have a lot of options there how you choose to get the site exec to come down to the facility itself. When you get these site execs to when you get the site exec to come to the facility, you grab him and you exit. So so that is going to be the basic framework of this job. When you gain access, you have to gain access to the facility, because this facility is not in the Sprawl, it's some ways out. So just driving out there is going to be pretty conspicuous, and you will have security on you. Come back to that in a second. So you have to kind of figure out how to gain access to this site. Now, workers go out there, different tiers of workers go out there, and you also have like transport trucks that go out there to carry in not the raw materials that come out. They use trains for that, but you'll have trucks that bring in like secondary things like maybe water or something like that. Secondary things like and carry out byproducts. So you have like some surface traffic going on there, and you have workers transporting to and from. So you'll have to figure out a way to get into the facility. So sorry, go ahead.
Does the blimp ever land anywhere that's not in the facility?
No, it sticks to the facility pretty much.
Okay.
Because it's basically an office. It is the blimp version of those containers that they convert into site offices at construction sites.
Yeah, like the portable construction that uses the like sheet metal containers, right? The cargo containers that turn into like houses and stuff like that.
What would happen if we shot down the blimp? Because they're gonna have to they're gonna have to parachute out somewhere, and if we were quick enough to grab them before the security squads grab wherever they land.
I think there's a sort of fictional problem with that, which is like if you're in a blimp, and so what this reminds me of is like the nuclear reactor in Israel. So it's out in the middle of the desert, and there are blimps that float around above it. And if a car comes with, if people or cars or anything gets close, they're instantly under surveillance. And so I imagine, like, even if we get our hands on something like a jet, like they would, they would be able to detect it in an amount of time that they could use a countermeasure, right? Like get their own jet scrambled, or who knows what they have on site. So I think that I think getting in quiet is probably going to be important for being successful.
And we have to balance the disaster in a way that it makes them want to come down. Because it's easy to just I say easy, but you could just come in, get the thing, make the thing blow up, and they're not going to go anywhere near it. But we need to shape things in a way that it makes them want to stop down.
I think
I think worker right is the
Yeah.
strongest.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That definitely fits a lot with our skill set, but why? My question is, why would they come down when people are? I guess to try and
To
show
try
up
and
in person.
their company.
To try and yeah. So because I don't think I think it has to be done carefully because an out and out riot, they're going to be like, I'm not going to go down. They're going to shoot me. But if we can get it to where they're discontented enough that they think they still have a chance, if they bring someone down and make a show of goodwill, I think that can work.
Yeah, well, so something that would require on-site oversight by an executive, right? So that could be something like a public relations problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so the way I see it is there's a couple of problems, right? So one is getting in there, period, like being there. And then second is how do you get the blimp down? And I think, look, the thing is you can think about the executives being scared to go down there. Mm-hmm. But, you know, just from the sort of backstory stuff we know from Russell Haig, like, I think that the executive would be afraid not to go down, and the kind of person who would be afraid to go down would not be an executive either. Right?
Yeah.
So I think that you know, blowing something up that made, you know, a real problem for the facility would get them down there. I think something where they felt like an executive had to be on site, so a public relations problem. So, for example, like a worker riot or something like that. That's something you can negotiate through, right? Right. The workers have demands, and a person to bring the demands to. So I actually like that, especially because it fits with Masai's like theme in general. So like there seems to be a lot of meat there.
The execs won't hesitate to come down because they function pretty much as the foreman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The foreman and his associates. So he does have, in theory, he would have to have constant communication with his crew. However, because this is Russell Haig and because it's the Sprawl, these guys are up in a blimp, you know, directing things from safety. But when things do get hairy, they do have to go down and, you know, see about all the problems before Russell Haig calls them up to find out what the hell is going on at their facility.
So look, one thing we could do is the cover can be, hey, I'm Masai 9, I'm a famous like anti-court person. Like, I want to help you improve your working conditions.
We're gonna unionize.
Right? And then what you do is you look for a contact who wants to do that that's already physically there if the conditions are so bad, right? Or create a person like that by like sort of, you know, creating an asset basically, right? You find someone who is on the edge and say, hey, look, let me give you a little push so you bring me in to help you. I think and so then we could have help getting in, or we could have a separate plan for sneaking in, like an operation or, you know, a plan that we would have to, you know, secure something for. Ship ourselves there in a Sentinel you know, drone delivery box. I don't know.
Yeah, I think finding a friend, because it's a massive facility, so there's got to be at least one person who we might know.
Yeah, it's feasible that you guys would have contacts there.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, it's like a small city. It's that big.
So we got an 11, right? And Slick already has some intel.
Yeah,
I have a piece of it. Yeah, I have a piece of intel.
Oh yeah. We still have to take the for the job.
I like job pays well, meeting doesn't attract attention, and employer is identifiable. If you guys are cool with that too.
I like
unless you like intel or gear more.
I feel pretty good. Hold on. So the options are I feel like just well, employers I think we can do some work with Blaskowitz. I think he can be a useful source.
Well, he's a middleman too, right? That's how that's how the Sprawl works.
Yeah.
Is he doesn't want to tell you who he wants them to meet with, right? It could be an internal RMC person. It could be a different corp. It could be some gangster. You know, like it's impossible to tell.
So would employer and be identifiable? Give us information on who wants this done?
Yeah, who
Yes.
wants it done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because
think
sometimes
that's
the job is like something convenient for you to do for a corporation before they try to ambush you at the end of the job.
yeah, I could absolutely see this as a oh, because there's a workers' riot, it could be right. Yeah, no, we're definitely taking employer identifiable. Okay.
Yeah, I think we can.
Oh my god, it's all ploy for Rhino to be able to come in. They're gonna cause a riot so Rhino can come in. Okay, I know you can't say this, DM, but did I just figure out your plan?
Yes, he did.
Thank you, Messiah's Edge. Messiah is the one who figures this out, by the way, in character. He has the most history with Rhino, anyways.
Oh, all right. So like here's how this will the thing you will know
No, but
for
it's still fun to
certain.
walk into, right? Like it's
Yeah.
still fun to tell that story.
Yeah. So
Oh,
the
it's
thing,
absolutely
the
fun.
thing you will know for certain is that Rhino has a very large contract to secure this facility. So in addition to so Russell Hague will have their personnel securing like sensitive areas, that kind of thing. But because of its size, control of the general population and a lot of the low security areas and so on are contracted to Rhino. So your opposition on this job is going to be Rhino. However,
Okay.
you do figure out that Rhino is behind this job. Now, I think that's pretty much all I can tell you. And you guys will have to see what you can make of that.
Okay, so we gotta get in, right? So we gotta get in. We have to get out, and we have to make some kind of hullabaloo.
There is an optional goal, I think, and I think Messiah would agree on this idea. If this, since I think we have the impression that this is probably a Rhino job, that it's gonna work out well for them. Is there any way we can try and set this up so that if there is a riot, that the guys have a fighting chance and that they don't die horribly?
I think we arm them. This is Messiah. Like, pretty much Messiah would pretty much be like, I know people. We give these guys guns, we will win.
What if we we give them guns? That's point one. We need to make them a credible threat. Two, what happens? The problem is, no matter what, if we can strike a deal with them, they're just gonna renege once we've stolen their exec. Maybe something that they can't take away. Like, you have to give instead of like you have to change the hours, you have to give a money bonus to every single worker as overtime pay. Something that they can't change.
I think that we couldn't work that out until we were in a scene negotiating it anyway. So I think that's like way cart before the horse. Also, it could be like 3 bad rolls, and we just have to blow something up instead of doing that, right? Like, so I think that worrying about those details is a little sort of too far down the road.
Yeah, I know. I just want to make it clear that we should have an interest in trying to make sure that we don't just leave these workers to the dogs, right?
We should definitely just leave them to the dogs after we finish.
Ah! Which two directives are in play there, playing off each other?
Well, yeah.
I think that's good. I mean, I think that would mean that, interestingly, Slick and Messiah suddenly want the same thing.
Yeah.
Weirdly, because I mean, it doesn't. Yeah. So I think that's interesting. And then it's a case where Dodge is like, I don't care if these proles like get shot up. Like, they just need to go get a different job. Like, it's not a thing that he cares about in the same way. But I think that's fun. So So we agree that we need a way in, a way out once we have the exec, and a distraction. And we've been talking about the distraction of organizing the workers to cause a problem. And I think maybe the mechanism for that is set up Messiah 9 as a figurehead to lead the revolt, right? So then we need a connect to so we need a connection to the workers. And I don't know if so I guess this is more of a MC question, right? Which is, what will it take to arm the workers? Just off the top of my head, that sounds like an operation. But
I think what it will take is so your way in would probably be some sort of transport truck.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so you would need some sort of way for security to know that you are legit. So either I'm wondering here if I should leave this decision making to you, but okay, let me just give you some ideas to kind of help. So usually in an infiltration like this, you would either hijack the people who have access, or you mimic the people who have access. You get copies of their uniform and their IDs, or you create access for yourself, which is you hack them and update their database with your ID, or you threaten someone to put you guys on the ID list. So generally, with infiltrations, those are some of the options.
So I think maybe one way to do it then might be to get actual jobs there, right? Especially if we're planning from the beginning to involve the workers.
Yeah.
Then if we can get a connection in with the workers, then we can just be hired, right? Like
yeah,
I'm sure they're like 0 days without a casualty, right?
As far as
yeah.
If we can grab if we can find an employment officer that's willing to help us out, you can just hire us on officially.
Yeah.
Have us show up on site.
Yeah, that's actually pretty easy to do. I don't think that will take a role because, as Dodge said, the HSC is a nightmare across there. People die and get maimed all the time, and they're always recruiting. And they have this recruiting place down in the the boondocks, like the poor parts of the sprawl. They just pick up people that no one will miss. So it's like a van pulls up with a guy peeks out the back of this container truck with application forms, and he just says he needs 4 people today or 10 people today or something. And
Sure.
they pile into the back of the container, and this tractor trailer and container just goes out to the facility.
Are there weapon scanners at the door?
Of this particular truck, yes, but I suppose you guys can get dampeners. You have ways and means.
If we can find we might be able to find as a contact somebody who works with them, who we can have them do the thing. Like we can probably do it without knowing them, but if we know them, we can convince them to basically make this easy on us.
Yeah, I think the first step is to have a contact with labor at RMC, right? And then I think that narratively will help make some decisions about how we do the rest, if that makes sense to everyone.
Quick question: do the employees, are they transported here, or do they have like their own on-site like area?
There's regularly new employees are brought in. So every day there's a fresh batch of brand new employees coming in to replace the ones that die or get memed.
Do they live on site?
Someone gets too close to the lava, burns off an arm and a leg, and they can't use him anymore. So they send him. They do something with him, and then they just bring in another person to fill his spot.
So, is there actual worker housing on
Yes,
site?
there is. Once you do get there, you don't really leave.
It's the Hotel
So
California.
what if this? So I mean, between the three of us, we have a pretty good ability to make contacts. So
Yeah.
what if what we do is we go with a weapons dealer sort of contact
Yeah.
and a labor contact, right? And then we can leverage those contacts, one, to get weapons, right? Including our weapons in,
Yeah.
right? So maybe it's some Sentinel like subcontractor that Orbital drops the guns like when we need them.
Yeah.
And then
definitely.
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I can definitely do like labor contact.
Yeah, I think that totally fits in with your your theme. Like, oh, a guy
Yeah.
who is like, he has like 3/4 of his body is like the cheapest cyberware ever because he got smashed working in Vulcan, right? And he's like down with the man, right? You have to know that person.
He's in there. He's probably like slightly higher than a normal employee, but he just fucking hates the place.
And
Okay, well, I mean that sounds like at least a place to get started with those two, right? Like we can go ahead and start legwork with that. I think.
yeah, I think Dodge would probably know the weapons guy.
I don't know. I mean, I think Slick would be more likely to know a weapons guy than Dodge would. I mean, I think Dodge is more of a bag man, which is he takes the bag and stands next to the person with the bag, and then makes sure that person leaves and the money goes to where it goes.
I think Slick would probably be more likely to know the Union guy than, because guns are very much Messiah's thing. I feel like she would definitely know a gun person. She could also know the Union person, but I think Slick would be more likely to know the Union guy than the gun guy. Because he is a lawyer, right? So he's probably done a consultation from
I think Slick knows people, right? So I think you can make a case for Slick doing both of them or one of them or either. But I think the case for the who narratively at least who would know the rabble rouser labor person is Messiah, right? I mean, that's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also,
I mean, so that would at least split the roles. Like Messiah does the labor guy because that's a natural mark.
Also, Slick, you could probably justify it as because you're a lawyer, you've defended a guy who was like selling like guns, and like he owes you a favor now because he didn't make the payment.
Yeah. Oh, I think this guy is he's a gun printer. He does like 3D printed guns.
I love it. They keep taking his printer away. It's like it's in the back of a car, and he just prints them out.
Yeah.
They keep taking the printer from his home, but he never uses that one.
It really works for the sort of large scale thing we need. Like we don't need good guns. We just need a lot of guns.
Yeah.
We need a lot of cheap guns.
Yeah, indeed. All right. So which contact would you guys want to go for first? What is the procedure, the plan, the order of operations? So like, what do you guys do first?
I think the labor guy would be first, probably, right?
All right, cool. So give me a rundown on this person. So like, who do you?
All right. I shall declare a contact then.
Yeah.
Let me find contact. So this guy, I'm going to give like everybody some stupid name because he's gonna be from the group. He's like in the from her actual like group. So this guy is what's something. This guy is just called Foreman.
Yeah.
Spelled with a 4.
Yeah, Foreman.
Yeah. Nice.
So he is like kind of like I guess like a slightly supervisor, not for like safety purposes, but more for like no one's slacking off, no one's trying to like like hide or some shit.
I like the idea that you can see the test of time imprinted on this guy. Like
Yeah.
maybe he's bald and part of his
He's
head
the
is a
oldest.
metal plate. Yeah.
He's actually the oldest of the group. Like it's
Yes.
mostly like teenagers and like early 20s. This guy's in his 40s. He's going gray, slightly balding.
Yeah.
But he's just fucking hates the place so much and just supports the group.
He remembers when people had actual rights, when workers actually had rights.
Yeah. And that's why he joined the group. He was like, we need to bring that back.
Yeah.
So he'd probably be out at the hideout because he does a lot of the shit for like planning riots for these kind of places
Yeah.
and what messages to bring. He's kind of like a propaganda officer.
Yeah, cool. So he'll be there, and he'll be doing his thing. And like is he the kind of guy who would write or sing or something?
Well, he
Yeah.
probably still is. He uses pen and paper.
You're right. That's correct. Yes. Yeah. So he'll be, in his little corner doing his thing, and you guys would find him there because he's always available. He doesn't hide away. He's that committed to like helping those around. Like he understands that a foreman should be front and center. So it was always kind of in his nature to never be behind a desk, kind of.
Yeah, he probably just sits at the community like area table and
Yeah.
just writes there. So Messiah probably I think unless Slick does would be busy or Dodge doesn't want to.
I think we had an understanding about Slick meeting with anyone in your circle. Not a great idea.
She did say that she would give him keep a fucking outfit in her car for him to make sure he doesn't look like corporate.
Slick is wearing jeans and a jean jacket.
Oh god.
For Foreman, well, anytime Foreman sees you, Messiah, he's taken into the habit lately of just without even asking, he'll pour you a drink. It's because of ever since your appearance on the for that reporter gig, he's been you and him have been getting kind of close because I think he kind of has decided in his mind without saying anything that you are going to be the one to take over from him. So lately he's been just imparting wisdom to you, and a lot of his writings he would have given to you for safekeeping, that kind of thing. So he's in that. You guys are in that process now where you're kind of like his protege almost.
Yeah, he's very much probably the chillest of the group because he doesn't have the energy to be screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah.
But I'd go over, pull up a seat and Slick. I mean, there's not real. It's kind of like a shitty table, so it's there's chairs everywhere, but they don't actually fit.
Yeah.
Slick tries to sit down in a chair and then just sort of very subtly just gets back up because he doesn't want to.
That kind of chair is not supposed to squish.
No, but the thing is, they're all one of them could be an office chair, the next one's from a school, and then there's one that's a shitty rocking chair.
Oh yeah. Because you guys are free guns.
we just slap whatever we can, whatever we find most comfortable. We just slap it on that.
Yeah. All right. And he so you guys pull up and he greets you and he starts telling you about the latest news he's heard. Some people got laid off at some factory in East Side Sprawl, that kind of a thing. And he says, how have you been doing? What's been happening in your neck of the Sprawl?
Well, same old, same old. We're gonna need some help. We're going into the belly of the big ass fucking power plant.
I like to think of it as a class action lawsuit.
Don't start using fancy phrases now, god damn it.
You guys are going. Oh, you're scaring me, kid. Sounds like you guys are headed for the forge.
Yeah. Well, rumor has it that there's someone wants a certain group of people, of foremans, to have a meeting.
Whoa. I think what the kid means is we want to help out the working man at Vulcan.
That's more like it. Yeah, I mean that's been one of our biggest mountains to climb here at
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite literally a mountain. And well, it looks like there's some less than happy customers up in there, and we'd like to help out and we'd like to make sure that they're prepared for what's up ahead.
Sim, boy, I tell you, those folks out there can use any help we can give them. They've been in a real bad way for as long as I can remember. You know, folks go out there and we don't ever hear about anybody coming back. I mean, it kind of makes you wonder if it's even worth the money, whatever little money they do get, because we never see anyone around here to spend it. Who went out there? What do you guys have in mind? How can I help you out?
Well, you've been working in there for quite a few years.
Yeah. That's where I got this, and you know he rubs the plate in his head. Yeah,
well,
it's shiny. It's shiny because he has a habit that he rubs it. Like when he's thinking, or when he's nervous or something, or when he's trying to make up his mind, he rubs the plate. So after a while, it's you know, shiny and grimy.
Slick here, you had a plan, right?
Yes, that's me. Slick Schaefer, nice to meet you. I'm a lawyer. He grins.
You're really not going to ever fit in. I'm gonna start like hitting you every time you mention your corporation.
He gives you like you know, this 1,000-yard stare because he's seen lawyers in his day.
Yes, sir. You seem like a man who has a great respect for the law and its ability to help the people. Of course, we have to, shall we say, bend some rules in this particular case, but you know, all in the name of helping people out, right? You can get behind that, can't you?
Yeah, we're not big on the law. Whatever.
You're the guy from the broadcast, aren't you? Like, he's been looking at you, trying to figure out where he's seen you. And then it finally clicks that he saw you on that TV broadcast from the reporter thing.
He just sort of smiles and gives Messiah a look.
Oh, hell, man. And you know, he reaches over to shake your hand and thing, because, you know, that was some good shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As my good friend said, we need to rile people up. We're gonna see about supplying them with certain shall we say, tools of liberation. But we need a man on point who can, one, get us in, and two, get them to, you know, rise up and claim their rights and all that sort of thing. You can tell he's not used to revolutionary language.
Yeah. So he gets really quiet, and you know, he leans forward and he says, "There's a lot of people, a lot of people out on that mountain that want to get off of it, and you know, there's a lot of people who've been around there long enough to kind of to lose their soul, and they just want to get off there with their limbs intact. There's one guy in particular that we've been able to get like a really rudimentary basic communication with. So, and I think he might be the guy who might be able to help you out here. It's gonna be a little tricky to get him to get that all set up though. Give me the get the job give me the hit the streets.
Alright.
So,
That would be style? Yeah.
Alright, 1, 2, 6.
Anybody want to help out with that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's a 7, but you do get a +1. Right. So, give me a choice from the hit these streets. Because I think that's going to affect how hard this is going to be to set up.
I would like to point out everybody should probably wager.
Oh, right. I forgot to do that. I think I didn't want to interrupt you guys while you guys were planning. And I kept saying, well, I'll do that after. So let's wager first.
Okay, so helping the workers isn't on the list. It's just getting the exec. I think we can get the exec. So,
Alright, so Slick is 3. And Messiah and Dodge.
Yeah, I don't want to move up the clock.
Dodge is 2.
I realize I probably should have not gone big. Is there a takesies backsies rule?
I'll let you because I forgot to do it. I'll let you change it.
Oh yeah, my harm.
Alright, so 2, delete. And Messiah, you're going 2 as well?
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys will mark those off. You guys are at 2 each. Right. So make your choice from the hit the streets, because that'll kind of affect the difficulty in this. The complication, I should say.
Okay. Ooh. They need to help us out with something, but that's -1 ongoing until we make it right. Like, helping them out makes sense. That's... Because we still I have to go and hit the street with somebody else, so...
Yeah.
If you don't want the -1 ongoing, you have to help them out right away. That's what that means.
Okay.
So if you turn them down, then you get -1 ongoing.
Cost is an issue. I don't want to go too far into debt for this job. But unwanted attractions, no way, obviously. Time, time would just run up the legwork clock.
You guys are, it's like night and day. The methodical approach you guys are going at it with this time, since I mentioned Rhino.
Yeah, we really fucking hate Rhino, and they really are really high up. All right, we don't want.
If you guys had not chosen that the employer is identifiable, you guys would not have known.
Yeah,
I kind of regret knowing.
So we need. I wasn't even thinking about Rhino, to be honest with you.
Look, so here's the thing about helping them out, right? Which is, so it really just depends on how that goes down, right? If it's something that we can actually afford to do, and if we take failures on completing it, right? So what's the cost of that? That legwork clock goes up essentially also.
I feel like it would be something at the facility. And I think we could take time out of our busy schedules at the facility, just get something else done. I think now what we should be negotiating for is getting. You mentioned everybody wants to get out. I think we could absolutely just have all the people who want to leave get to march out of the facility, and that's something they can't really renege on.
Ooh.
So, if everybody else is in favor, I think getting a favor for something else we need to get done of place.
I'm happy to go with they need help because I think that's like narratively the most fun.
Yeah.
And the other one you're thinking is it takes time to put together. Is that what you're?
Oh, do I have to take 2 or just 1?
You have to take 2 on a 7 to 9.
Oh.
I will pay if need be.
I'll pay the base cost. You can pay whatever it goes up by.
All right.
All right.
So help and money.
All right.
But how much money does Messiah have?
2.
Nems, are you nervous?
I'll pay. Oh, I'm just cooking the gum. Okay. Yeah, I'll pay. No problem.
All right. So what he shows you, right? He pulls you to a corner, and he has his room in the same way that the forger had his like hidden section under a trapdoor. This guy has like a room in the back, and he has this chest, and he opens it up, and he pulls out a lot of different things because he's involved in a lot of different things. And one of the things he pulls out is this little thing that looks kind of like a BB gun, and it's got a scope on it, and the gun itself is, it's small. It looks light, and he aims it at a wall, and he pulls the trigger, and you see that it's just a laser light. It's just a streaming laser light, and what he says is that the way how he knows this person on the mountain is that he is able to use this device to beam a laser to the mountain and use the laser for communication. And the other person was able to do something similar as well and get back. And that's how they were able to use like basic communication, like something on the level of Morse code or something. Because the gun that he has is not very advanced. It's very inaccurate. And they're only able to use it when it's absolutely clear out and that there's no wind, that kind of a thing. Even if you try to boost the power on this gun, the beam would eventually spread so that the point where you point it at a mountain and it lights up, 2 floors or something, and everybody knows something's going on. He says what you'll need to communicate with this guy is you'll need to get a more advanced version of this. He says it'll cost 2 credits total, and there is one place that he knows where to get one, but it is going to be a little tricky. He says there is a site office in the Sprawl for, I believe this will be Rasselhaig or Sentinel. I think it's Rasselhaig. Yeah. There is another site office for Rasselhaig in the Sprawl. It's at one of their warehouses on the west edge of the Sprawl, where they store some refined materials for distribution in the Sprawl. So from that warehouse, that's one of the points where materials go out to a lot of the small time dealers in the Sprawl. And what they use it for is for communication between that site office in the Sprawl and the orbital platform, up above. Rasselhaig has orbital platforms that it uses as solar collectors to collect solar energy. So a lot of their main offices, like their CEO and board members and so on, are based in orbit. They're not even on Earth. But this site office it's considered so low end at the end of the distribution chain that they haven't really put a lot of infrastructure in. So instead, they just gave the guy this communication device for him to beam short updates directly up to the satellite. So he says you'll need to go there and get that gun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called a beam transmitter.
Beam transmitter. Wonderful.
Yeah, you'll recognize it when you see it. It'll look like his looks like a BB gun. That one will look like a deer hunting rifle.
Okay, so we have to. So do I pay the thing and go, or is it the cost is Okay.
When you bring it, what he'll have to do is that he has a guy who can reprogram it. Because they will need to be able to type whatever they want into the gun, basically. But instead, the gun that you guys will bring is going to have a high encrypted, very specific format that Russell Haig uses. So like this percentage up, this percentage down, that kind of thing, and it packages all that data and puts it in a boost. So in order to reprogram it, that's where the cost comes in.
Okay. Makes sense to me. We can get that done. Thank you very much for your help to the cause, or whatever. And he whispers in the side, "You got the cause, right?"
Hey, ignore Slick. Thanks for all the help, Foreman.
He says, "I only wish I could do more," and he goes to like tip his hat, but he doesn't have on a hat, so instead, he rubs his plate again.
You're doing all you can, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. So he lets you guys go on your way, and he goes out again, and goes back to his people.
Okay. And now I think it'll be time to go see a friend of mine. Well, I call him a associate.
Associate.
Friends, do you?
So I think this guy's name is Maggie, like magazine. And he's had some run-ins with the law over his 3D gun printing operation.
Yeah.
He no longer, he does, he kind of, nobody really knows where he's at, where his base is, but we can call him, and he has a car and a printer in the back, basically. So it's hot off the press.
Is a van down by the river.
Are you sure this guy's not just a hobo?
He is. He is a gun printing hobo.
He is off the grid.
So you guys go down to the docks, and between two buildings, there's this little storefront. 1 story tall, and it's just a storefront with a little veranda. But when you look at it closely, you'll realize that it's not brick and mortar, it's not plaster. It's a cardboard storefront that has been made up to resemble a storefront, and he's actually sitting inside of a van. So if anything happens, he just jumps in the driver's seat and drives away, and there's just this cardboard facsimile of a storefront just remaining. Because the van is parked in an alleyway between two buildings, and he just put up the cardboard to make it look like it was a uniform storefront that's joined to the building.
Keeping it classy.
Yeah.
You're saying this guy's a gun dealer, but he looks more like a gun dealer or a drug dealer.
It's made up to look like a magazine stall, and that sells Playboys and Hustlers and things, but the magazines are actually glued on.
Are we sure this dude's not a drug dealer?
No. You go up to the corner, you say, "I would like a special magazine."
Yeah.
And he's like, we're talking about a printed gun, right?
Yeah.
Yes, a printed gun.
Are we talking nudie or lead?
Yeah.
The only drug I sell, my friend, is sweet, sweet freedom. Here, have a selection of my libertarian pamphlets.
He has one cyber eye that can telescope out, just like an optometrist thing. Yeah. So he has that, and he looks at you, and you see this eye adjusting as he looks you over, and he says,
So when it gives you the fish eye, it actually fish eyes. It goes. Zzz.
Yeah, exactly.
Maggie, business is looking good. There's a few new magazines I'm noticing.
Yeah. He talks way too fast. Like he talks really, really, really fast. You know, and he says, you know, business is good, people in, people out. You know, always making those squares. You know, what you been up to, man? You've been on TV, you've been falling, you've been flying, you've been, you know, living a high life. What's happening with you?
Well, what's happening with me, my friend, is something that's gonna be happening with you. About how many guns do you think you could print?
2 words: bulk order.
He so where he's been sitting, because the front of the storefront, it's like a counter, so it's not an actual door because he has to mask the bottom of the truck, so it's made up like a counter. You know, like how the ramen noodles stands look in those shows. Right. So he gets up from where he's been sitting, and you see like about 3 or 4 different guns fall off his lap. And he says, I got guns, I got big guns, I got small guns, I got fast guns, I got quiet guns, I got loud guns.
We need enough guns for an army.
Yeah.
Of very angry people.
They don't need to be good guns, but we need a large amount of guns.
So he
They
says,
just need to do the job.
yeah. So he says, okay, I got. Come on. Yeah, pass through here. Watch your foot. Don't fall, don't trip. Very sharp. And he pulls up, he opens the lower part, and it swings open like a garden gate. And you guys can see, like, the inside is rotted cardboard. Like, he didn't even get a proper cardboard box. He just picked it up from, like, wherever he found cardboard and threw paint on it. This guy is a mess. And he beckons you into his windowless van. He said, come on.
I feel like we're about to get kidnapped.
When he gets you guys into the van, he pulls the door shut, and it's like dead pitch black. You guys cannot see a thing. Do any of you have cyber eyes?
No.
No.
But I say, why does it smell like peaches in here?
Well,
Are you?
I'm gonna turn on my phone light.
a light comes on, and what comes on is a monitor screen, and it lights up the van, and that's what you see. Like that, what's in the back of the van, behind the driver's section, in the back of the back of the van. There is this huge monitor display, and after all the cardboard and the fake storefront, you know, this guy looks like really shady and really you know, cheap, and like you don't think you can trust his products. But then you see the equipment that he has in his van, and it's an incredibly fast machine. If your hacker was here, your hacker would really want to talk to this guy. Like really, because this guy has some
He would need
hardware.
shorts.
Yeah, like he has a couple of different 3D printing setups. One of them is a layer by layer setup, and another one takes like a billet, like a block of material, and carves it like a die cutter. He has drill presses and that sort of thing, but none of these things are operated by hand. All of these things are automated, and all he does is pull up specs, torque ratings, wall thicknesses, material mixes, all of those things. He has it, and he's looking at this information in code. Like, he doesn't even bother to translate it into a neat graphical interface, because the code is faster. And he explains that to you, and like he reads all this code, and he says, well, this gun it has a really flat trajectory, but it's really bad in wet conditions, and because the density of the air affects the barrel rifling, and you know, he's just talking a mile a minute, and he pulls up this list, and he says, like, what guns do you need? So give me the rule for hit the streets. Let's see what you guys are able to get out of this.
Okay.
Right, so that is good. That's not bad. So that's 8. And I think you have to choose for me 2 things.
Okay. I don't think we can afford to do so many errands.
Yeah.
I think request costing like it's already going to cost a decent. So I feel like whether or not this comes off as like, well, what's the base cost?
For the amount that you are looking for, I would say 2, because it sounds cheap, but the reason for that is that these guns are going to be functional. They're going to work properly, but they're not going to last forever. After a certain amount of time, the material, because it's 3D printed and not properly made in a full facility, the material is going to warp from heat and that sort of thing. So the guns are going to serve the function. You guys won't have to worry about that. But it won't be a lifetime gun. Like, you won't be able to keep one of these guns and use it for yourselves, that kind of thing.
Can we have that as unwanted attention compensation? Like, these are just really shitty guns. They might not even work, like, for the... I don't know.
I think not, because if you choose unwanted attention, there is one specific thing I'm going to do for that. So,
so yeah, just running the math in my head, I wagered 2. I have to spend 2 as well. If we do really good on this job, we would get 6, but we're probably only going to get 2. Look, it's going to cost 2 no matter what.
Why don't you take the unwanted attention? And I say that because this is going to be, I mean, the clock is just high, right? Like, there's several different things we could do that would just, move the clock.
yeah.
So maybe it's just worth our while to take the attention and take that it takes some time to put together something like that.
Yeah. We haven't done it. We haven't messed up on the, unless our GM has forgot to put anything. We haven't had any issues on the clock yet.
No.
So I think we can. Yeah, we can put it. Yeah.
You have 1 on the action clock because of... Oh, no. Yeah, you didn't go with 3 anymore. So the clocks are clear.
Okay, yeah, time to put together unwanted complications.
Alright, so time to put together an unwanted. So he takes down the specs and the number that you want. And he does have a delivery thing that he can probably set up. But we'll get to delivery, I think. I don't expect any problems with delivery. So, but because of the sheer number of it, and he has to he'll have to take the van somewhere where he can stockpile these weapons as he's making them, and pack them into crates and that kind of thing. So it is going to take time. So you guys will get the guns probably just before the action phase. So that won't be a problem. And in terms of the he shoos you out because he's going to leave now because he's going to go to his storage site and work on this. So he's going to just exit down the alleyway and leave the cardboard facade behind. So when you guys are out of the van, how did you guys get there, by the way?
I feel like we've just been driving in the same, just in the Fleetwood Prosecutor like we did to the desert.
Right.
I don't think we've really...
So as you guys drive off in the Prosecutor, you do notice that there is a Rhino van behind you. And it is... it does look like it's moving in a search pattern. So you guys are kind of aware at this point, that... someone is looking for something which you can probably only assume is going to be relevant to you guys at some point. So right now you guys are aware that Rhino has people in the area. So where do you head to next?
What do we need? We've got the way in.
We need the warehouse. Way to escape, right? And we need to go into the warehouse.
Right.
Have we considered taking the blimp?
Have you considered killing the people in the Rhino van? Take the Rhino van.
That's not bad. A Rhino van would be a great way.
I was
Yeah.
joking, but you're not completely wrong.
I mean, you're the guys who would be doing the fighting, so you take whatever liberties you need to.
Look, we have two people who are very good at murder.
We've got a man on the inside, but it's kind of hard to talk with him. So I think it might just be good to have. Well, it's gonna be weird if we take in the Rhino van, like if we just drive it. Well, are they like the standard security people, or are they just specifically for when something happens?
These guys are out of character. These guys are looking for you all.
I understand that,
Right.
but do they at the facility? Are they only brought in when there's a riot, or are they just? Would it be unusual for before anything's happened just to drive up in a Rhino van?
In this particular instance, these guys are not connected to the facility. These guys are from Rhino directly.
So it would be weird if we just drove up in their van.
No. The Rhino van will fit in at the facility. But it's just that this particular Rhino van was not assigned from the facility. It was assigned directly for you guys as a result of the Rhino clock.
But do we think?
But they all use the same vans. So yeah, you could totally take this van and go to the facility.
Heck, I'm down for it.
I'm definitely in for that plan. That's fun.
Yeah, I might as well spend my bodyguards on this because we're not gonna be able to get them into the facility, really.
Oh, okay.
So maybe what we do is like have your bodyguards be at a place, and then we slow down next to the van and like flip them off and speed away to where the bodyguards are.
Yeah, we draw them in.
Yeah.
Masai, do you want to spin? Well, you know what? You have to hit the streets for that. So I think we can just have my. You think we can take these guys down with just my men?
I think I'm gonna use driven.
Just
ahead of time. Because I think this attacking Rhino definitely a part of my goal.
10.
I think I got it.
I have to hurriedly get stats for this van now.
I now have hold, yeah.
1, 2, and
I could just stand on top of the van and start reaching my goal.
Alright, so this van is going to be modeled after an APC. So it has the it's military in style. So like the windshield has the slats to kind of minimize the surface area exposed of glass. It has one mounted gun at the top, and it has a autonomous something on the bonnet. A smaller autonomous something on the bonnet. I think it's twin machine guns on the bonnet, and at the top is a grenade or missile. No, it's an autocannon. The top is an autocannon. Alright, so MG, which is 3, and the autocannon is 4, so that's AC. Right, and you know, it has some pretty rugged tires, that kind of thing. There is a squad inside of this vehicle. It is large. It is huge. And for each point of power, choose a strength. So it will be huge and off-road. Looks is Muscular? Armored. It looks armored.
The car looks muscular.
Yeah, exactly. Weaknesses is it's going to be cramped and a guzzler. No, it can't be cramped because there's 6 in it. Picky, what does picky mean?
Picky, it only takes a
What
certain
is-
type of.
What is what?
It'll be a guzzler and it'll be loud, I think. No, picky. Alright, yeah, we'll do picky. It has a tank, but it's not gasoline it uses. It uses something else. And armor. 2 armor. Is the last power profile. I'm going off of the vehicle composition from the driver playbook. Right. And it'll have 2 weapons because it's a military style vehicle. Alright, so that is the vehicle that you guys are seeing. Now it is loud, as I said. Alright, so loud and a guzzler. Yeah, we'll go with loud and guzzler. So this loud,
You know
so
what's
just how
fun
you
on the
would probably
driver
see it.
on the driver playbook? Rhino is one of the suggested names for vehicles.
Yeah, for the vehicle, yeah.
That's fun.
The Rhino Oppressor.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
That's all Messiah sees in her mind. No matter what it is, it's the Rhino Suppressor. Or Oppressor, sorry.
I also need to set up the guys who are inside. So I'll go ahead and do that. So how exactly do you arrange this? Do you have to call your people first, or which I think you
I
might?
think I can just call my people because 1, they're mobile. 2, so they can. We don't have to go like too far. They can just be there.
Right. That sounds good. So mobile. Right, and you have your protection, which you'll use for that. So these guys are going to be at the ready. So this is good. Right, this is 2 cred will get you gear. Weapons, firearms. These guys are going to be better armed. Which I can see because you guys can guess as much. Because they have sent these guys specifically for you. It's not like a random patrol. So this is going to be salt. And their armor is going to be... Oh right, they're going to have these as well. They're probably not used. Where is armor? Alright, we won't go to full thing. Let's do that. Right. Alright, so we have our antagonist, so to speak, our immediate antagonist. So, where would you set this up? Like what kind of environment would you aim for?
I feel like some sort of alleyway.
Yeah, I mean, you would want to limit what you could do with, so for example, like they could be up high in an alleyway, and fixed guns on the front couldn't shoot at them, right? So only the turret could possibly shoot at people who are above it.
Yeah.
So, in that way, you could limit the number of people who were actually being shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll drive in between these 2 rooftops, and they come up at the. I don't know if they drive into the alley or they just block off the one side of the alley.
I think they would. I think they would start driving in.
Okay.
And at this point, so it's up to you guys now when you want to engage them. So describe this to me how this all goes down. What's the trigger?
I feel like what happens is, so we've got them on our tail, right?
Yeah, you guys have them on your tail.
And so what we're gonna look, what's it gonna look like we're doing is Slick's going to take a very, very hard, fast ride into the alleyway, looking like he's just trying to get there. And then when they pull up, they're gonna think like, oh, we got him in a dead end, everything's good.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna realize there's people above and like 3 guys behind the dumpster.
All right, cool. So
And
they-
one homeless man who just got caught in the middle.
Yeah. So when they realize that there's more people than expected, they're going to start aiming for you to try and they're going to want to make you turn on the defensive rather than them being on the defensive. So the idea is that they're going to fire on you to see if you'll have to call your guys to defend you rather than attack them. So you see them. You see the now they'll be aiming at you. Driving wise, they'll be pointing at you. So they'll first going to be, yeah, I think it's the machine gun. Yeah, so the machine gun on the front, on the bonnet, is going to fire off some rounds at you guys. So how would this happen? I'm trying to figure out how to decide who needs to roll for this.
I mean, it's my car.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm hanging out of it shooting.
Oh!
All right, let me see what's the tags on machine
Because
gun.
of course we are, right?
Yeah. So machine gun,
So-
machine gun.
So, is this while we're driving, or is it...
3 harm, near far, area loud, messy, auto fire.
Right. So I think with the auto fire, they can probably get 2 of you guys. So Dodge, if you're hanging out of the vehicle, so this is going to be engagement because you're going to be firing back. So that is mix it up to figure out how
Okay.
that exchange happens.
I am also shooting.
Okay, cool. So you can roll and mix it up.
So you should let me mix it up, but then you should do links to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that could work as
Depends.
well.
Because my my weapon is breach, which literally says make big holes in hard targets like walls and tanks.
Yeah.
So
Slick, how are you gonna approach this? Are you gonna be firing back, or are you gonna be taking cover in the car?
Slick is going to take the better part of valor and sort of duck into the bottom of his car.
All right, so for you, that will be act under pressure.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the 3 things. Your vehicle, we did not give it a profile. I don't think you've got a profile.
It does have a profile. I will post it right now. It is not an armored vehicle.
Right.
It is a flashy vehicle. It's a Lincoln Town car.
All right, so it doesn't contribute to your armor, I think, is the main thing. But I think, well, I guess it depends on your role. I can probably still give you some kind of an armor for it. So go ahead and give me those rules, guys, and let's see how this happens.
Does the person operating the autocannons have synthetic nerves?
These guys will not. These guys will not. This is the
Okay.
first people they've sent against you, so these guys won't.
Okay. All right, I'm rolling it.
No.
Oh my god!
Woo.
Alright, so you do not get hit, and where is it? Mix it up. When you use violence against an armed force. Right, yeah. And you manage to damage them. How much is your harm?
The harm for that one is 5,
Alright.
and it's armor piercing.
Right, so armor piercing means it takes away 2, I think? Which I think is enough. Yeah, because the car is 2. But yeah, that doesn't count. If you have armor piercing, does it go through the car and the vehicle? I think it will just go through one. So it'll go through the car, but their body armor should still count. Let me see.
I mean, I think that sounds right. I mean, right, if I'm shooting them through a tank, I think it's fair for it to do regular damage.
Yeah, after.
through a tank.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the tank, because the tank has 2 armor, but that won't count with armor piercing. Oh,
Sure.
right, I just remember what I was looking for. I was looking for tags. So I'll get to that 1 second. AP is... Right, it subtracts 2 from their armor value. So the tank armor goes down to 0. They still have body armor of 2. They don't have the full tier armor as yet. As I said, these guys are introductory. Right, and they each take... How much of them get hit? I think you would hit the driver and the passenger in the front. So they each take 3. How much do these guys have? The driver dies.
Oh,
That's
you know
certain.
what? I mean, so one thing about Mix It Up is that technically it's like, it's not trading harm, right? It's you use violence to seize control of an objective or do a specific thing. Right. So maybe what I want to do here then is take control of the vehicle, right? Since I'm supposed to say the objective of the violence before I do. I mean, I did it backwards because I rolled first, right? But if you look at the move, it's like it's not. It says specifically, it's not like kill everyone. It's take control of the server room, or make sure the security team doesn't escape, or escape the ambush, or buy some time, or whatever. And so I think for our goal, the most appropriate goal would be to take control of the vehicle.
Right, but I think with this exchange, your goal was to survive the exchange.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah.
Because that's what your role was for, to see how you deal with incoming fire.
Sure.
Yeah. And but if you make a roll on your own, like you attack without not retaliating from something, you can attack to try and do a specific thing. But here's the thing though. The driver dies. The driver only had 3 harm. The passenger gets seriously wounded. He's just barely hanging on by a thread. Whoever's in the back, they haven't been hit.
Well, now there's a big old hole in it. I'm going to mix it up.
Alright, but you have to... So you're going to mix it up separately on your own. And Slick, you still have to give me a roll for how you handle that first salvo.
Because -1 cool. Car. Here we go.
What is that?
Oh no.
I'm gonna have to help.
Yeah. Messiah can keep control of the situation.
Alright. So give me your help.
Woohoo!
Which is very good.
I'm very cool despite having -1 cool.
Super cool.
Yes, you are.
Look at that jacket.
I'm getting really mixed up with my sheets. I have like 3 sheets open. All right.
So what I think happens is Slick like he pauses for a second as the shots start ringing out, and then she just jams his head down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. So you guys are in clear. You guys have not been shot. The remaining members of the squad are going to file out of the back of the APC. It's going to be 4 of them. Alright, so they're going to take cover behind the APC and try to shoot around the edges. So that's 2 of them. 2 of them are going to come out and try to take cover behind the APC and shoot around the sides. 1 of them is going to stay inside and take to the AC, the autocannon on the top, on the roof.
And about this time, I feel like should probably be when either Messiah or the my gang guys on top. How would I roll for them?
Do you want to like directly attack these guys, or how you want to do that?
Well, we agreed in the fiction that they were up on the roof, so I think they start shooting down at the 2 guys.
Alright, yeah. So to shoot down at them, it's a mix it up. and they count as a small gang, so I believe your harm will go up if you hit.
So just pure mix it up. Okay.
How are they armed though?
Does it not list that? It doesn't. I guess it does. It have any rules for that in gang creation?
It's the size of your gang determines.
Yeah.
No damage.
Oh wait, no, but there are other things, right? Like your gang has some tags that determine how awesome they are.
They have no they have.
What size is your gang?
They're small. They are loyal and they are mobile. I don't believe.
So then they're not well armed or well trained.
No.
Yeah. So then they probably just have regular.
Yeah, I imagine them with just pistols and stuff.
All right, so that's probably 2.
Doesn't really matter either way because I just rolled mix it up and.
Right.
What did you do?
So you would hit all these guys, and your guys' guns will be 2, but because they are a small gang, they have a +1 harm, so they would do 3 harm. Which
no. That was a mix it up roll to shoot at them. That was not a harm roll. That was
no. When you engage with as a small gang, you do +1 harm.
Yeah, a small gang does a bonus amount of harm to anything that's smaller than a small gang. Like if it's less than 10 people, then they get a bonus to dealing harm, and they get a bonus to they take less harm.
So in other words, you do manage to damage these guys because these guys have 2 armor. So if your guys have handguns, that's 2 harm. But because they're a small gang, they do 3 harm.
But to hit them, I have to roll mix it up, right?
Yeah.
But I failed that roll. I rolled a 6.
Oh.
Can I help on that?
Yes, you can.
Good old tactical operator. Woohoo! Woo!
And a 10. Okay, yeah, so you do hit it. But I think you have to make some choices there for me.
Because that's a 7. Let me just hold up.
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, allies taking harm. Our bodyguards probably aren't going to be. That doesn't have any long-term issues, does it? It's just within the scene, and then next session they'll all be pretty much okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if you choose it to be your gang, will your gang still be available? I think like one option could be that some of your guys get hit to a point where they are still there, but they don't count as a small gang anymore. Because their numbers get kind of thinned out by some guys having to withdraw from injuries.
Whatever you want to put that down as. I feel like, Do we want to advance do we want to do anything with advancing the mission clock, or do we want to just hold off on that?
I think we want to hold off on that because it seems like there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is you don't get to pick. Like, so I mean.
Yeah, so
I know. I'm nice and saying like, oh, the fiction says like maybe the game takes some damage, right?
I think.
But he didn't have to tell you that, right? It could have been mysterious, and me or Messiah or someone else could have taken damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I try to be kind to you guys, but I can pick whatever I want in that instance.
Yeah. Okay. So allies take harm. I don't want to die. So here's my something of value breaks, and my pitch is that it's poor Slick's car.
Yeah, you guys are not.
Because it is being hit by it's being hit by an autocannon.
Yeah, that car is going to be the engine is going to be shredded.
Yeah, that's not really gonna buff out, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not gonna
nail
pop out.
polish. It's
So,
cyberpunk nail polish. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And some of your gang takes harm to the point where there's still some of them around, but it'll be like 5 less than 5, so that they don't count as a small gang anymore. So you can still use them to attack, but you don't get the bonus. That's all. Right. So, but these guys do get damage. The one on the turret, he gets hit. He is hurting. The one on the two that jumped out on the sides, they would get hit as well. There is a fourth guy. Well, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be the sixth guy. He's still inside. He hasn't come out as yet, so he's unharmed. But the one on the turret is hit, and the two that came out the back door, they have been hit. For 1 harm each.
So, I would like, if no one objects, to, well, I don't have to do it, but it would be cool if we did something like play hardball and just say, like, get out of the car, leave right now, and we'll let you live, or something like that.
That would be
I feel like Messiah.
Right,
I feel
'cause
like
our
Messiah
goal-
has an interest.
Because our goal is to get the vehicle, right?
You see, that's not just Messiah's goal. So I'm going to mix it up. I was gonna use my forward, but I don't think that's 5.
It doesn't help you.
I think the dice are telling you to give peace a chance.
If you had done the verses before dodge, you would have had a forward.
I did have a forward. I have my forward. I meant to use it. I just keep forgetting.
Yeah.
And I need 2 people to help. I'm fucked.
That's the forward from vision thing, is it, or driven?
Driven.
Driven. Yeah, I think I said you could use that. So could you just post that for me? Let me just check something on it.
Driven.
It's when one hold before rolling any other move. Oh yeah, that's. So,
Yeah, you should save that because we would both have to be successful to even make it worth your while to.
I know, but
spend
I was going to use it because I'm fucked either way, and it's gonna need 2 people.
All right, mix it up, mix it up, mix it up.
Like otherwise, I've just kind of screwed myself.
Yeah, so even if we both rolled links, I don't think we could help her. I would just still be a sit.
Nope, we can't bring it. I mean, no, we would, but we would both have to succeed. And I mean, but if there's no forward, it still wouldn't make it. So
Yeah.
I think it's a low. I think it's unlikely to be helpful.
Yeah, it is unlikely to be helpful.
But if we were 1 away and we both rolled links, I think that would be worth going for. But then they could just use the forward and have that. So
Yeah.
anyway.
I guess I'll just not use the forward and I'll take it.
Alright, so what's gonna happen is that the guy who is inside of the truck, who has not been hit, he's their radio guy. So he radios in the situation and the lifeboat clock is gonna go up.
This is what I'm worried about.
The APC is gonna pull back a little bit to get kind of a better angle on the gang up top, and well, you guys are down the alleyway, so you guys are fishing a barrel, and it's gonna prepare to fire the autocannon again. So you guys have a chance to kind of do something here. Although I'm not really sure, because if this is a dead end alley, is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
Right, and you guys don't have a functioning car at the moment. And you guys are facing the business end of an autocannon. So, what are you guys going to do here? So, it's either going to be act under pressure or mix it up, depending on what you choose to do.
Yeah, I mean, I want to just mix it up to take control of the APC.
Alright, so to take control of the APC, the first driver has died. The second one has taken over from him. So you would need to kill. You have a clear shot on the person driving the APC. So in order to fully control the APC, you would have to take out the Rhino squad, which is kind of what you'll need to do.
Right, but so just to like make sure I understand. So the armor is gone from the AP. In terms of its soak, the armor is gone on the APC, and there's 2 guys left in it. One injured, one not. Is that correct?
Well, the armor doesn't go away, but your rounds will always have AP, so your rounds will always discount the armor. So with your AP, you don't have to worry about the armor on the vehicle. You can kill the driver in one shot because of your harm. Because of the harm you deliver.
Right.
So you can take out the driver, and I'll wager you can take out the guy who is up top in the AC turret. Those are the guys you have line of sight on.
Yeah, and I do have area on my my custom weapon, so.
Right.
Alright, so I'm gonna mix it up. Anybody wanna give me a hand here? Because
if you can take out those guys, there will only be 2 guys remaining.
Okay.
I feel like I might as well. So I'll roll links, I guess, dodge. Oh, I don't. How do I still not have any points with dodge? Wow.
Because you're a taker and not a giver. All right. I'm gonna go.
Really
ahead and
feels
roll.
this third wheel in the love-hate relationship.
He gave his what was it? Ah, crap! I have to scroll so far back up. What's the name of the car?
A Fleetwood prosecutor.
He gave his prosecutor for you, man.
Okay. I'll take that. All right, I'm gonna roll it. 9, 10. Woof.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So you get these guys good. You're an exceptional shot. The prosecutor again is being beat to hell, but it's a big, massive piece of metal, and these guys simply can't get to you. Like aiming is a problem for them, and and you manage to cut them down before they can really narrow in on you. So these 2 guys are down, and you guys have two people remaining, who are at the back of the vehicle. So these 2 guys, they are also gonna lean out and take a few parting shots. Now the intention for them is to like subdue you and escape, but they are gonna try and at least wing you guys. So this is gonna be, again, it's either mix it up if you're gonna trade fire, or act under pressure if you're gonna take cover.
That messed up moment when
Messiah, you are sitting in the back seat, right?
Oh yeah.
Right, because I think that's why Dodge and Slick are kind of bearing the brunt of this incoming fire, because they are in the front.
Fuck. I don't know what. I'm sorry. I got distracted for a moment.
Well, look, I'm happy to. I don't want to create a spotlighting problem, but I will happily just mix it up again.
Well,
but I don't want to remove an opportunity for other people to do things because I went last.
I'm sorry. I just got distracted. I'll mix it up. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Even though it went bad last time. Never mind.
There you go.
It's not going bad at all.
There you go.
Woo!
All right. So Messiah gets a good shot in. You do take these guys down. That's not it. What weapon are you using?
I'm using my let me get. It's a flechette.
Right. So Give a broadcast if you can.
Yeah.
Right, harm 3. Close near, quick flechette. A flechette is not area. You guys are left and right of the van anyway. But you do get 1. Because of his body armor, again, so his body armor is 2. So he does get 1 harm. So, but he is on his last legs. This person on the left side of the APC, he is on his last legs. Like you can see him start to stagger. Someone else had to give me a roll as well because it was whoever was on the left of the car and whoever was on the right of the car.
What?
So, I can do another one unless Slick wants to mix it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that mixing it up is probably bad for Slick's health. Slick is in the driver's seat. I don't know how that influences things, but
All right, maybe I will mix it up then, and yeah. All right, here I go. Oof. I'm using all of my luck for the night on just getting this car.
my God, we better be able to keep this fucking car.
So so your harm is how much you said? 5?
5, yeah.
Alright. So you put one of these guys down. And the one you put down is the one who was the healthier one, actually. So that because this was the other side of the van that I was asking for. So he goes down. The only one remaining has just a thread of health left. And the only thing he can really do at this point, he's gonna cast a flashbang to try and blind you guys and get away. So it's like, can you... What do you do here? Alright. Act under pressure to see if you guys get blinded and if he can get away, or if you guys can intercept him and get the van.
So everybody or just one person?
Give me everybody.
And what would that be? What role?
I think it's cool, is it? Let me check. Cool. I won't count it as 3 separate failures. I just kind of want to see how the RP is affected. So Slick is okay. He's a little blinded, but he's okay.
It's a little deaf from all the shooting, but
Yeah. Yeah. Like he's talking to Dodge right next to him, but he's shouting at the top of his lungs.
my car.
Dodge is good.
Mm-hmm.
And
Messiah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are they still alive? Any of them?
Roll cool.
yeah.
I know. Rolling cool?
Yeah.
Well, wait. Oh, yeah. This is gonna go back.
Mm.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
No, got him.
Barely.
We are more alike than we previously thought.
So
Minus 1 cool.
what happens here is that you guys get stunned for a little bit, but nothing major, because you guys are quick enough to kind of shield your eyes. You're able to shake the cobwebs out, and you find this guy. He has put down his gun because, as I said, he's on his last legs, and he has climbed into the driver's seat and he's trying to start up this vehicle to get out of there. So at the moment, no guns are pointed at you. So what do you do next? And this guy is desperately, thumbing the starter button.
I feel like it's What could really hurt to let this guy run away?
No, well,
Not with the car. Not with the
So-
car. God no. But like, just get out the car and run away, and we won't shoot you.
I think we've already
a lot.
established when I was going to play hardball that is not going to go along with letting him get away.
Does Messiah want to brutally murder this guy?
Yes, he's a part of Rhino. Yeah,
All right, fulfill that directive, friend.
I'm definitely going for that directive. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna waste the fucking. Oh, thank God! Oh no, never mind. That was a waste.
6. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you have to give me. You have to choose 2 from Mixler. Assuming like you walk over there and you pull open the door and you let loose on this guy. So what?
Yeah, I'm definitely fucking murking this guy.
So what do you choose?
Mix it up. Let's say I don't want to advance the mission. I think as long as this guy doesn't do too much damage, I think I can take harm and something of value breaks. Because I'm shooting, so I don't mind. Like,
All right, so the only thing he has left at his disposal is a knife.
His knife breaks in 2.
No, so
yeah.
you take harm, right? Yeah. So Messiah 9, a knife is 2 harm, I believe it is.
alright.
So you'll take 2 harm and you'll roll the harm roll. And something. What was the other choice? Something of value breaks. You said.
Yeah.
All right. So you break some of the electronics in the vehicle with your swing. So you guys are gonna have to do some repairs before you can get this APC moving.
The air conditioner doesn't work and the radio's busted. Not my fault.
Oh yeah, like you hit one of the ignition
No,
wires.
100% your fault.
Yeah.
Also,
I
get
blame
an armored
this dude
coat
for
or
fighting
something.
back.
Ooh.
6 and 2.
I blame
8.
him for fighting back.
All right. So for your harm move, you need to choose for me from the 7th line. Oh, I get to choose. Oh. You lose your footing, use your grip, use track of someone or something you're attending to. Or someone gets the drop on you. Alright. Someone gets the drop on you. And I think what that's just going to mean is that you will see a part of this vehicle from the roof of the vehicle, a part of it detaches. And it is going to be able to escape. And you won't be able to stop it. So...
Anyway, I think I fulfilled the directive, by the way.
Yeah, you have fulfilled the directive. So this thing is going to... It's not going to shoot at you, but it is going to escape. And it is going to send up the Lego clock.
Well, can we at least the bodies that got left? Is there anything valuable there?
You have they will make great disguises.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
yeah. Yeah, they will make great disguises.
Well, it wasn't completely for nothing, that whole shootout.
Yeah.
My car.
So you guys kind of have a moment to regroup here. You can probably like put the bodies in the prosecutor and kind of try to get the APC back up and running for this mission. Someone will need to do something to try to get the APC running again though. So I think that may fall under Act Under Pressure or... Yeah, let's do Act Under Pressure because I think the options there kind of help. So it's whether or not you can successfully get it back up and running.
So I've got +1 cool. Is anyone cooler than that?
We are the least cool people on the planet.
All right. So Dodge is like, damn it, baby Jesus. Every time with this Vendetta garbage, every time it blows up in our face. And then he just like raises the hood and starts
Yeah.
and grumbles the whole time. And let's see if he can do it. Does anybody want to give me an assist here, or no? Just watching. Oh wait,
Slick
you all
is
have negatives, don't you?
Slick is just well. I mean, if we were rolling links, that wouldn't influence.
Oh,
anything.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but I think Slick is just kind of sadly looking at his car from afar, just kind of spaced out.
Oh, and I did such a good job repairing it.
Okay.
It runs worse.
Alright, so that is what, a 5 and a 6? Okay, yeah, so you guys probably wouldn't bring that up to a miss anyway. So I'll say that you guys are able to get this thing repaired. But consider it as unreliable. Like you're able to grab the battery out of the protector and hotwire something. But, you know, just keep an eye on it. This thing could turn on you.
Okay.
So, you guys now have, for the moment, you have a working vehicle. It's, you know, it's the kind of vehicle that will attract a lot of attention, but everybody will kind of assume that it's Rhino.
Okay. So just the one Rhino guy got out. It's not. We still have the truck.
Yeah, you have the truck.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought that the entire truck was gone. I was like,
oh no, no. There was a drone that was built into the roof. The drone took off, and it flew away. So it is going to go back to Rhino with information on you guys, which is why the Lego clock went up.
Okay. Might have some issues just driving the truck up to Russell. I don't know. Depends on how much, how in sync they are. Do you think we could? Do you think the plan?
What is going to happen is once you guys get the beam transmitter, you guys, what's his name? Foreman can communicate with his contact to get you guys on the secure list. So that was the purpose of the beam transmitter.
Yeah, the APC is the way out, not the way in.
Okay, that's cool. Do we want to maybe take a little bit of a break?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How late do we want to go for this anyway?
We can actually pause it at any time and come back to it. So like we can make this a two-parter thing.
Yeah, so this might be a natural spot to stop, just because we're almost at 3 hours, and I don't think in 15 or 30 minutes we can do any of the rest.
Because the next part of it is going to be getting the beam transmitter, which is going to be its whole thing by itself. After that, I think you guys are good to go in though, because you guys will get the guns. You have the transport and disguises, and the beam transmitter will be able to give you guys access. So I think after that you'll be good.
I'm sorry if I've been like very distracted. I'm kind of divided, but I also have to go in about like 30, so that's why.
Yeah.
No,
it
feels
okay. Like a
let's just break here.
Yeah, so
I was getting a little tired.
Yeah, so we'll pause here and we'll pick it up next Tuesday. And next Tuesday you guys might even have your hacker with you, I think. The clocks are looking really colorful.
Yeah. I'm very scared of the clocks.
The only one who doesn't really care about you guys that much is Tulio.
Don't worry, we'll make him angry too.
Tulio.
Yeah, so we don't have to do end of session stuff because we'll just continue. So that's a day for now. You guys can head out now.
We won't have to worry about Rhino if we just wipe out the corporations.
That's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible to do that.
The way the settings are structured, you never. I mean, you could damage them or kill like a certain person in the organization, but the organization is essentially immortal.
Yeah, I was joking.
Oh yeah, okay.
We could We could. Oh, you can buy off an obligate. Oh no, that's just for like your.
We could just cripple the shit out of Rhino so they won't bother us for a while.
We could. That would be rewinding the corporate clock down to 1800 with 10 credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I imagine in Messiah's world is bomb a major place, get them to. You know what? This is probably more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
Using the 10 credits on
Really,
the bomber.
it's just a lot of murder. All right.
A lot of murder.
But you guys did well against Rhino's first squad.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of worried about how to balance it, but I think it went out kind of well. You guys didn't get a scratch on you though.
Yeah.
I used up all my luck for this mission. I'm sure next time I'm gonna roll in. This cool is the beginning, right? The 5 here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue that next time.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta run. It was a good plan.
Yeah, it was a good thing, guys.
One little tidbit. I remember specifically mentioning that cred is both social and economic.
Yeah.
The cost doesn't always have to be like money cost, like you have to buy the thing to get the thing, but more just like talking about how this pulls down your prestige in the community or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's
like you can, you can get the favor done, but it costs you a little bit. Yeah.
But maybe you're the guy who's always asking for favors, right? And they're like, I see this guy coming. Like, that's the one thing it can communicate.
Yeah. So like after a while, you'll stop getting favors if you if return on your favors isn't worth it for people.
Mm-hmm. Perfect sense.
All right, great. Y'all take it easy.
All right, later.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.